Hey guys, this is my car repair channel, and today on my Chevy I'm going to be cleaning out the EGR valve, which is the Exhaust Gas Recirculation valve, as well as the little passageway between the valve and how it goes back into the throttle body. So basically the EGR valve, it takes the exhaust gas and whatever is unburned. The idea behind it is all the unburned fuel is thrown back into the engine and reburned, so it's supposed to help with gas mileage. And when my car was a little bit had less mileage to it, it's 176,000 right now, it was getting up to 27 miles per gallon. This is a 1997 Chevy Lumina with a GM 3.1 liter engine. So I'm going to be cleaning it out with some Carb Cleaner. Once you take the valve off, you saw how you did that. You just take the clip off and then unscrew those two bolts, and then spray some Carb Cleaner on this the inlet and outlet ports of this EGR valve. Just go ahead and test the little valve there. If you push it down, it pops right back up without any hesitation, as mine does here. You can see that the valve's still good, and it's still allowing the exhaust gas to flow past pretty nicely. So just take some of that cleaner and spray out both holes. And if it's really bad, I've seen it really bad on some vehicles where it's a lot of brown junk, brown slime. I don't really have a good term for it, but it's really brown. It's not that black. It's really brown actually. But anyways, go ahead and test that. I'm scraping off some of the black carbon buildup right here. So make sure you clean it out. Keep the spray away from you. Carb Cleaner is not really nice to inhale. So. Once you have your valve all cleaned out, you can also clean the passageway out, and this is the tricky part. So here's where it comes from the exhaust. It comes up this the larger hole on the right, and it goes through the valve and then through a little passageway, and it meets with the air coming in from the air intake. And I take the camera down here, and you can see that little passageway there, right here, goes back into the right after the little throttle body. And later on in the video, I take off the air intake passageway, and I'll show you directly the throttle body. So here, just spray it through, spray some through. If it starts to build up like this, as far as I know, that means there is a little bit of blockage. Go ahead and spray some down the exhaust tube, not too much, so it doesn't build up. It's a real volatile gas, or excuse me, a real volatile liquid, and it evaporates pretty fast. So you can see here that this passageway looks a little clogged up. So a sign of a clogged EGR passageway is what I found as a rough idle. So to be able to clean this properly, you kind of have to be a little ingenuitive, and I got some cable, and I had a learning experience here with this cable. You got to get the cable just right. But I got some cable that was a 7-strand stainless steel, and there was 19 strands per strand. So do the math, 7 times 19, I believe. So get it down in there, and you can feel around and see how it feels. And once it gets a little loose like that, you've broken up the junk that's kind of built up. And if it's really bad, I've had it really bad before, take it out, clean it off on a little paper towel, and put it back in until it comes out pretty clean. This is a little dirty, so I was able to get some junk out. See, I got a couple chunks out, but so here's this lesson learned that I'd like to show you guys. First, I used a 6-strand wire, galvanized stainless steel, And here is something that I just wanted to show you guys where it just really was not working. It kept bending, it wouldn't go down the hole, and I really believe it was because it was only a 6-strand cable, and it wasn't that pliable, and it just wouldn't go down. Every time I tried to shove it down, the wire would just bend. So take this as a lesson of, if you don't choose the right wire, this job can get quite annoying. And also another quick tip, make sure you have your drill going either clockwise or counterclockwise according to how the strands are put together on your cable. So you don't want to be drilling through the EGR passageway and then your cable is unwinding. So make sure you're drilling in the correct clockwise, counterclockwise motion. Just test it out a couple times. So here's my lessons learned through trying out these different cables. Don't use a 6-strand cable. That's the one that didn't work for me. It's not pliable enough to fit through the passageway. What I found that worked was a 7-strand with 7 wires per strand. I'll leave a link in the description. This allowed it to bend in the EGR way passage better. And at the bottom I have some dimensions that are around the dimensions of the cable that I used. So hopefully with these specific measurements and what you saw in the video, and just look at the link in the description for the cable that I used. Hopefully you guys can choose the right one and not have a headache of trying to get that wire down there and it doesn't really fit. There's a bunch of different style of cables and gauges. It's crazy when you do actually start doing research. There's so many different options to choose from. So go ahead and if you want, I cleaned out my throttle passageway. To open your throttle, you can either push on the top of the little throttle plate there and spray some of your carb cleaner there. You see there's a little brown spot. It's not too bad. I think the last time I cleaned this out was maybe 10,000 miles ago, I think. So there's also another way you can manually open your throttle plate. There's a little valve there. I guess you'd call it a valve. There on the left side, you see my left hand is pushing it down. So go ahead and clean that out too. So once you clean your EGR valve and the EGR passageway, and if you want, you can clean your throttle body like I just did. Just go ahead and put it all back together, and you can see how simple a job this actually is. Hopefully you guys can do this yourself and get good results. And when I mean good results, I mean increase your gas mileage. Just want to thank you guys for watching again, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.